I'd like to offer a big shout out to Touchdown Digital for sponsoring this week's video.
Well, hello everybody, so glad to have you all back here. What you're currently looking at is Narrow Neck Plateau. I'm at Boars Head, and Boars Head is just there. Now this is a project I've been doing for the past 6 weeks, and I've been dodging rain, storms, wind, bland skies, but over the past 6 weeks I've managed to do 2 videos for this. This is the third one, and it's a bit of a project I put together. I just love photographing this area, and it's as I was here a few days ago, and it was very, very windy. If you watch that last video of mine, I'll just turn around from the wind. But as you can see, the sky, I believe, will start to do marvellous things here in the next hour. Now, just below me here, you'll see all these rocks. This place is that old that this is lava. This is how old the Blue Mountains in New South Wales is. And we've got all these rocks over here, here. So I'll just step back this way. So I'll be shooting from that angle there and then incorporating all that rock as a foreground. I will be shooting at 14mm ultra wide, and then I might change the lens a bit later on. But coming back here, having a look, just watch where I walk here. I'm on top of a cliff. As you can see, we've got this beautiful rock, all this rock here, and we'll put it up the top there. As you can see, that's going to make for a very nice foreground. Now, I'm a firm believer in coming to locations, not once, not twice, but many times. If you can only get out and shoot once a week, and which most people do, fortunately for me, I can photograph nearly every day. But if you can only get out and shoot once a week and you don't get what you want, I think it's fair to say that you should try again. And when you look at it, there's 365 days in a year. And if you shoot once a week for, say, 20 weeks, I mean, the chances of you getting good light for that one-off visit is extremely low. But if you want to double your chances, go twice, or maybe 3 times, or even 4 times. This is what landscape photography is all about. It's not about just arriving and taking a few shots. You have to let Mother Nature allow you in. And fortunately here today, as you look around once again, Mother Nature is really going to turn this on here this afternoon. I won't get a lot of shots, but what I do get, I think they'll be very, very good. So I'll set up and I'll get back to you as soon as the light drops a little bit. I want to show you a few things, especially with this location. Beautiful place. I love it here. It's my backyard. Okay, so as you can see, that's the scene there. Now, over here, I have the 150mm circular polarizer. Well, it's not circular, it's not round, it's square. Because and look at the size of it, it's a massive unit. That is because I'm using the 14mm ultra wide angle lens. And unfortunately, when you use a lens like this, the filters are massive pieces of glass and very expensive. So you don't really want to drop it on rock. But that's what I'm trying to capture here. Down through there, I've got these rocks which are forming a nice foreground here. Now with this circular polarizer system, it's just a matter of turning it like so. That's a NSW system, really, really good system to use, especially if you're shooting wide angle or ultra wide angle. But that's the scene there with these rocks as a foreground element, leading out into Narrow Neck and Megalong Valley. So I've taken a couple of shots. The light really isn't quite how I want it at this stage, but it will happen within the next, I'd say, the next hour. So yeah, I've framed up a few compositions here. I know exactly where I've got to go as the light drops, so I can move the tripod around. That's another thing too. Don't just plant your tripod and stay there for the duration. Try and move your tripod around chasing the light. And I'll try and get a bit lower here and work these compositions, because this is a really, really good location here, especially if you're chasing sunset in the mountains and you've got this lovely, all this foreground. But that's the setup. That's the 14mm Samyang ultra wide with the circular polarizer, which you just turn like so. I lose about 1.5 stops with this particular piece of glass, so I've got to keep that in mind when I'm looking at my exposures. So we'll wait for a while and I'll get back to you towards the end. Okay guys, so as you can see, that's what I'm looking at now. It's about 20 minutes away from full sunset here. As you can see, that's the composition. I've got all this rock here as the foreground, and it's leading out to Narrow Neck, a beautiful leading line. It doesn't get much better than this. So I have the camera down, sort of like angled down to about 20 degrees here, down this way. So it's very important that when you're using a lens like this, that you don't go straight, because the idea is to really capture all this foreground element here, leading the eye through up into Narrow Neck. So that's the composition. Now I'm just waiting for the light. We'll spin it around, have a look. As you can see, it's a bit cloudy here. So within the next, I'd say, 15 to 20 minutes, I think we're going to get some really, really gorgeous light here. We're getting into the blue hour, really. Now, if ever you are photographing in the mountains sunset and you're up fairly high, you have to take into consideration if they tell us that the sun's going to set at 5:35, it's probably going to set about 5:15, because it'll duck down below the mountains a lot quicker than it would further towards the coast. So, you know, you really got to take note of what the sunset's going to do in your chosen location. But I'll just spin it around again. It's really serene here now. It's a bit windy, but not like it was 3 days ago. So we'll take this shot and I'll get back to you very, very shortly. Well, that's it for another shoot here at Boars Head. I've just come back out of the track, so I'm a bit puffed. Excuse the out of breath commentary here, but basically that went okay. The light wasn't too bad, wasn't great, but it was okay to work with. So what I'll do, I'll put the images from all these 3 visits here at the end of this video. If you're new to this channel, please hit the subscribe button, the bell next to it, so you don't miss anything. I much appreciate that. For the people that have subscribed, thank you very much. It means a lot to me. Next couple of days, I'll be further down, firstly towards further, probably about another 5 k's south of here. There's a location here that I want to bring to you all here on Sniper Photography. So that's it for another episode of Sniper Photography. I hope you enjoy the images. Please leave some comments or remarks down below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So until next time, my name's Len Selma. You've been watching Sniper Photography, and thank you for that. And as I always say, be nice to yourself, family and friends, but most of all, you keep shooting and keep smiling. Bye for now. Boy, it's cold.